Chapter 25, Andrew. Since it's homecoming week, the JV and junior high teams have home games. The band helps run our side of concession stands so the parents get a break since the boosters have to run the one on Friday by themselves. As a section leader, I work each home game to set a good example. Carter's working with me today. The band concessions are on the visitor side, meaning hardly anyone comes by. Lynn 12, what are you up to? Andrew, working the band concession stands. Why? Lynn 12, at the JV game? Andrew, yeah, why? The three dots come up that say she's typing, but then they go away. Determined not to stare at my phone waiting for a reply, I slip it into my pocket and get back to work restocking the candy bars at the front. Hey! I look up to see Lynn in front of me. She's changed out of the Batman costume she wore at school. The Batman costume was definitely proof I'd have it bad for Lynn regardless of her looks. Her looking hot in jeans and a fitted v-neck that hugs her curves is overkill. Hey, what are you doing here? I ask. My brother's the wide receiver for the JV team. Lynn points towards the field. Oh, yeah, I remember your mom saying something about that. Speaking of my mom, she wanted to know if you did any extracurriculars other than band. I'm on the math science team. Why? She wanted to know what all to put on your garter. Lynn typed something out on her phone. My garter? I hope Lynn didn't hear the squeak in my voice as it went up. Yeah, for homecoming? You don't already have one, do you? I completely forgot to ask before she started making it. Lynn looks up from her phone, and I feel trapped in her gaze. Oh no, I don't already have one. Why is your mom making me a garter? She makes one for all of my friends. Since you're coming to dance with us, that includes you. Okay, that's nice of her. I mean, she doesn't have to. Having all of Lynn's attention when we're basically alone is not great for the speaking part of my brain. Trust me, she loves making them. I think she wishes I was more of a girl and would let her make me a mom. Instead, she compensates by making a dozen garters. Oh, crud, Lynn slaps her forehead with her hand. I forgot that Kaylee and her sister are coming with us. Do they have moms? I don't know. That doesn't seem like Kaylee's style. Wouldn't that be a lot for your mom to add? I'm thankful for the reminder that Lynn wants everyone to feel included and that her being over here doesn't mean I'm special. Yeah, but if they show up to lunch without one, I'll get an earful about being thoughtless. Any chance her date is getting her one? Hey, Carter, are you getting Kaylee a mom? I turn to face where he's at in the concession stands. No, why would I? Because you're her date for homecoming? Carter shoots me a look that clearly says what he thinks about that statement. It'd be the thing to do as a good date, Lynn chimes in. The point is moot. I don't have the time or money to get one. Sarah won't have one either. Lynn's eyes get big at his last statement. Wrong thing to say. I'm still looking at Carter. I turn back to Lynn. They'll be fine without one. I'm sure they will, but my mom won't. She's all about making sure no one is left out. Can you text me their names so I can make sure they're spelled correctly? And whatever they participate in? I guess so. I pull out my phone to do as she asked. Do you think they'd prefer a mom or a garter? Probably a garter, I answer. And wouldn't that be easier to make? Lynn nods. Sounds like that'd be a lot of garters for you to hand out tomorrow, Carter pipes up. It might help you if you had Oliver or someone deliver Kaylee's. His expression's a little too innocent. Lynn nods again. Yeah, that'd be great. What about yours and Sarah's? Mine? Carter sounds bewildered. I don't need or want a garter. But maybe one of your other friends could deliver Sarah's. You can get my number from Drew and give it to whoever, and I can coordinate with them. Someone walks up and Carter goes over to help them. Thank you for going with this, Lynn says to me with a grateful tone. I know my mom can be a lot. And thank you for agreeing to lunch tomorrow. She's over the moon to be cooking for so many people. I'm glad to be there. It doesn't hurt that your mom's a great cook. This last week of talking with Lynn in class and her continuing to acknowledge my presence has made it easier to talk to her, at least when other people are around. Being the center of her attention is still a lot. Yeah, but I know most parents wouldn't require meeting everyone going to the dance with their child beforehand. I mean, Grayson and Oliver's parents probably don't even know they're going to a dance. I think it's cool your mom is so involved. Yeah? Yeah. We share a smile. It looks like you finally got your glasses fixed. Lynn points to her own face. Yeah, I got them back this afternoon. Translation, I finally got Kaylee to put them back together for me. That's good. Your glasses suit you better than your contacts. Oh, thanks, I guess? I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. I meant it as a compliment. You look more like you with them. Like you're more comfortable. Thanks. I definitely prefer them to contacts. I didn't think I was visibly uncomfortable with my contacts, but I guess I am. I better head back to the stands. See you in the morning. See you then. I watch as Lynn walks away. You've got a little drool there, Carter points to my face. Shut up. I do not, he laughs. I wipe my chin to be on the safe side. You're completely head over heels. It's adorable, and it definitely looks like it has potential of going somewhere. Sure, I say sarcastically. Carter begins ticking points off on his fingers. She asked you to homecoming. She pays attention to you enough to notice when you're wearing your glasses. She's getting you a garter. She came over here to talk to you when she could have texted, and she was definitely flirting with you. I push each finger down as I state my counter-argument. She asked me to dance because her mom wanted her to because I've never been to one. She has to look me in my eyes to talk to me, so of course she'd notice my glasses. Her mom insisted on making everyone a garter, including you. She probably came over here to get a break from her mom, and she most definitely is not flirting with me. At best, I'm on her radar as a potential friend, and who knows if that will even last past this project. I don't need Carter getting my hopes up. Lynn is so far out of my league that I don't think she can see me from there. You've most certainly been adopted as her friend, and by all accounts, Lynn doesn't drop her friends ever, even after breaking up with them. So if you're right, and she only sees you as a friend right now, in less than a week, you went from her not knowing you existed to being friends. Give it some time, and she'll fall for you too. You are delusional. I shake my head and start restocking the chips. You're just scared to get your hopes up. You're her friend now. All her relationships started as friends first. You're one step closer than you've ever been before. So what if I'm scared? Lynn has a very specific type, a type I'm the exact opposite of. Not to mention, I can barely hold a conversation with her without stuttering. Even if we ignore all of the reasons Lynn would never see me as dating potential, I'm not sure dating her would be a good idea. I can't compare to any of her exes, and none of them could keep Lynn for longer than a few weeks, if they even lasted that long. I think it'd be better to secretly admire her than to briefly be the center of her attention and then have her ultimately break my heart. She'd eventually move on, and I think that'd be worse than her not reciprocating in the first place. Friends is nice, and friends isn't going to get my heart broken. First off, it hasn't even been a full week, and your stuttering is already starting to get better. Secondly, you aren't her usual type. That's kind of the point. Her usual type clearly isn't what she wants. That has to be why she has so many short-lived relationships. Since you aren't her usual type, then you could be exactly what she's looking for. She just doesn't know it yet. Now you sound like you've been forced to watch too many rom-coms with Kaylee. I can't let Carter know he's making good points or that I've thought those same things this week. Be the king of denial if you want, but I think there's potential there. And I don't let Kaylee bully me into doing things I don't want to do. I think you're mixing me up with you. Whatever. I'm busy myself with making sure everything is ready for tomorrow. Carter's words stick in my head, and I start to wonder if maybe he's right. Maybe it isn't fooling myself to believe that something might happen with Lynn. I feel hope start to bloom and try to stomp it out. This project will be long enough without me deluding myself and setting myself up for heartbreak. Realistically, that's where my feelings for Lynn are headed. Either because she still doesn't see me, or because she notices me only to move on when she decides we're better off as friends. No, it's better to focus on being friends. Less hurt that way.